Amidst the mist-covered waters of Loch Ness, a man found himself on an unforgettable vacation. He described in his post that he had travelled across the world to the Scottish Highlands, drawn by the allure of the loch and the stories that had woven themselves into the fabric of local lore. The man said that he had always been fascinated by tales of mythical beasts and uncharted mysteries. As he set foot in the town of Inverness, the gateway to Loch Ness, he was captivated by the air of anticipation that enveloped the region. Stories of Nessie, the enigmatic creature that had eluded discovery for centuries, were whispered by locals and shared among travellers. One morning, he decided to embark on a solitary adventure. Hours passed as the man navigated the loch, his eyes scanning the water's surface for any sign of movement. Just as he was contemplating heading back to shore, he noticed a series of ripples breaking the stillness of the loch. As he steadied his camera, his lens captured an astonishing sight. Emerging from the water's depths was a long, sinuous shape, a form that bore an uncanny resemblance to the descriptions of Nessie passed down through generations. The creature's head couldn't be seen, but a large round body could be seen protruding from the water. The moments lasted no more than 10 seconds, but luckily he was able to capture a clear photograph. The man said that he marveled at the realization that he was experiencing a moment that had eluded countless others. As suddenly as it had appeared, Nessie began to submerge beneath the water's surface. He continued to watch in awe as the ripples dissipated and the loch returned to its serene state. He stayed looking for several more hours, but said that the creature never returned. The first mention of a submerged water beast residing within the area comes from ancient Pictish carvings, made by the Pictish people native to the region, that are dated to have been created as early as 500 AD. Many researchers have claimed the water beast carving to be a mention of the Loch Ness Monster. However, images of the water beast do not seem to match expected designs of the creature, and so it is uncertain whether or not this is a reference to Nessie. The Pictish water beast carvings are known to account for 40% of all Pictish carvings, signifying great importance or emotion surrounding the existence of the creature residing within the area of Loch Ness. The first recorded direct encounter with a water beast entity residing within the loch is that of the account of St. Columba. St. Columba describes scaring off the water beast while visiting the Loch Ness. As a man was being buried close to the loch, the water beast was observed attacking a man. Thereafter, the saint scared the water beast away. Though the information in this account is not conclusive with physical descriptions matching the Loch Ness Monster, it is within the same area of modern-day sightings and could be of the same species. The first known modern recorded encounter with the creature was made sometime during the year 1871 or 1872. Unfortunately, the exact year and date is unknown due to unreliable information, but 100% certainty can be placed that the event happened as early as the beginning of October 1871 and as late as the end of October 1872. The event was reported by a man known only as Mr. D. Mackenzie. Mr. D. Mackenzie did not make his report of the creature until March 26, 1934, and so the written letter was not included in any formal investigations made at a later date by Rupert Gould. Mr. D. Mackenzie's written letter to Mr. Rupert Gould is as follows. I saw it around 1872 or 1871. I was on the rock above Abriachan, taking home bracken in October, when I saw what I took to be a log of wood coming across the loch. The water was very calm at the time. I expected it to go down the loch towards the northern end of Loch Ness, when it reached the middle of the loch. However, it suddenly appeared to come to life, and seemed to me to look exactly like an upturned boat, and went at great speed, wriggling and churning up the water in the direction of the castle. It was about 12 on a grand sunny day, so it was impossible for me to be mistaken. It was an animal of some sort, and I've told this same story to my friends long before the present monster became famous. Although this description fits the average account of the Loch Ness Monster, it was not the first description of the creature made to public awareness. Due to Mr. D. Mackenzie's late report, his encounter is viewed as one of the newer reports following the year 1933, the earliest year for which reports of the creature were made, and is not considered credible or reliable information as it could have been swayed by public awareness of the creature, considering the large amount of time since its claimed sighting and the written report. No attempt was made by Rupert Gould to investigate whether other individuals would back up the claims of Mr. D. Mackenzie, as his letter tells, so no further information could be gathered from the report. The first recorded report made on the existence of the Loch Ness Monster that propelled the creature into popularity and mainstream news comes from a man known as George Spicer, of whom claimed to have encountered the Loch Ness Monster on the 22nd of July, 1933. George Spicer claimed that as he was driving home, along the east side of Loch Ness between Dawes and Foyers Hotel, he saw a creature described as having a long neck, a large body, a high back, no feet of any kind except webbed flippers where feet should have resided, no tail, and was carrying in its mouth a small lamb or animal of some kind. It was after this report and interview that the Loch Ness Monster came into mainstream popularity. Soon thereafter, other reports would come in of others claiming to have seen a creature, but were too scared to come forward, as they might have appeared to have been unreliable. The first report featuring physical evidence of the creature was that of Hugh Gray's photograph captured on the 12th of November in 1933. The first reliable sketch made of the creature was made by a man known as Arthur Grant, of whom sketched the creature after experiencing a personal sighting. This sighting occurred on the 5th of January in 1934. Arthur Grant claimed to have made the sighting as he had been riding his motorcycle near the area, along the road, on his way home at 1 a.m. He claimed to have hit a large creature that he undoubtedly believed looked strikingly similar to that of a small plesiosaur creature. Arthur Grant, 21 years old at the time, was a studying young veterinarian student, and so this immediately gave his story credence. He then sketched the creature of which has now become the iconic symbol of the Loch Ness Monster, with plesiosaur-like features. Prior to this sketch, many had assumed the Loch Ness Monster to have more closely resembled a massive eel, given the testimony of George Spicer. If the Arthur Grant story is entirely fictitious, the eel hypothesis might prove to be the prevailing shape of the Loch Ness Monster. The second report featuring physical evidence of the creature was the surgeon's photograph published on the 21st of April, 1934. The first report featuring physical video evidence of the creature was taken back on the 29th of May in 1938. A man by the name of G.E. Taylor, a tourist from South Africa, visited the location while on vacation. He had originally brought with him a 16mm color camera to film his trip, but while visiting the area of the loch, he witnessed a large creature swimming around in the distance. He then began to film the creature for more than 3 minutes with the 16mm color film camera and captured the first physical video evidence of the creature. Unfortunately, the video was acquired by Maurice Burton, a popular science writer of whom claimed to be researching the creature, and so was given the original film along with any copies. Maurice Burton then hid the film, never to be released anywhere. The reason for this move became obvious when he finally published his book. In his book, he only published one frame from the video that is regarded as the grainiest and lowest quality frame from the video, to claim it was nothing more than a hoax. However, video analysis proves the image to be evidence of a large creature, given the size of the waves, the distance of different objects, and the expected dimensions of the shot itself. This image supports the claims of a plesiosaur-like creature residing in the loch. Further evidence of a cover-up surrounding the creature comes from a recently posted letter found on the National Archives of Scotland, written by William Fraser, Chief Constable of Inverness Shire, on the 15th of August in 1938. The letter details a hidden development by the police to watch people of whom had claimed to have sighted the creature and to threaten them into submission and prevent them from gathering evidence. In the month of December in 1954, sonar imaging was gathered by a boating crew known as Rival 3. The team gathered data of a large object fitting the description of the Loch Ness Monster, following the fishing vessel at a depth of roughly 470 feet below the water. The object travelled more than 2,600 feet before sonar imaging of the creature was lost. Additional sonar efforts were inconclusive. In 2011, within the month of August on the 24th, Marcus Atkinson gathered additional sonar imaging of a 4-foot-wide unidentified object following the boat for 2 minutes at a depth of 75 feet below the water. All evidence and sonar detection ruled out any kind of small fish or seal. Those who have investigated the creature have said that given the tremendous amount of effort made by the local government, skeptics and other agencies to cover up the existence of the creature, the behavior points towards the most probable action that the creature is indeed real and fits the descriptions made apparent by Arthur Grant. Many witnesses and researchers into the Loch Ness Monster have made a number of interesting parallels with the Loch Ness Monster to that of the presumed to be extinct plesiosaur. Though many skeptics have rejected the idea that the plesiosaur would have survived a mass extinction event, the evidence for the survival of the species is a realistic interpretation. There are many species from the era, including shark species, that have survived this extinction-level event. Additionally, the plesiosaur species did not actively hunt and eat larger animals as originally believed, and evidence of stomach contents point towards the possibility of the plesiosaur being a bottom feeder, eating small fish, clams, snails and small squid that rested at the bottom of the sea. This eating habit would fit tremendously with the observed data of the creature resting near the bottom of the loch and maintaining a lower depth compared to other marine animals. Plesiosaur stomach contents have also shown evidence of devouring deep-sea vampire squid species. The vampire squid was originally believed to have gone extinct around the same time as the plesiosaur, as past theories of the plesiosaur believed it to be a shallow water creature. However, research now shows the vampire squid species is still alive and rests at much lower depths today. This could point evidence towards the consensus that the plesiosaur would not have faced extinction issues with a reliable food source. Additional theories hold the sentiment that the creature could potentially inhabit the loch at certain times of the year, if not less. This is due to the spawning theory. Many marine animals travel massive distances to spawn, of which could be a behavior the Loch Ness Monster is also displaying. This could point to evidence as to why sonar imaging has sporadic data, and that sightings never seem to persist for more than a month at a time. Given its potential carnivorous diet, it is more than expected that the Loch Ness Monster would have the physical capabilities of attacking and hurting any individual venturing too close to its native habitat. So, what do you make of this mysterious photograph? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.